Good morning, happy Tuesday. It is early, it's still dark out, and you guys are the first people that I've spoken to today, so sorry I look a little tired. I am. I'm about to can't even speak. I'm about to push play on my workout, and I'm waiting for my pre-workout to kick in. So I thought I'd do my Tuesday trainer tip earlier today. We'll see how it goes. My tip today has to do with how to engage your core. So I'm going to be moving moving my camera around, and hopefully it works okay. Because first of all, the first thing you need to know is that to engage your core, you really need to learn how to engage. It's called your transverse abdominis, and that is a muscle that's deep in there, and it kind of acts like a girdle around your core. That is your stabilizing muscle. Rectus abdominis, the six pack, are really just there for looks. I mean, yes, they do things, but for stabilization, you've got to learn how to engage your transverse abdominis. And that's something that a lot of people don't realize that they don't do, and that can cause a lot of problems. That's oftentimes why people have back injuries, because they don't know how to really engage that stabilizing muscle. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down, and we'll see what we can do here. Okay, I'm gonna stay on my knees, but this is best done standing. If you were standing up, I like to do it against a wall because that really does help. Stand up against a wall, put one hand on your belly, one hand low, one hand high. Inhale from here, and then as you exhale, make an S sound. So it's like, you'll feel these muscles down here tighten. You can also, when you're standing, tuck your pelvis ever so slightly, engage your glutes, pull your pelvic floor muscles up, and you'll feel almost like you have a belt around you. So that's your transverse abdominis. That feeling is what you want to learn how to find throughout all of your workouts and even during the day. I used to, when I was cooking, I would focus on engaging my TVA. That's the initials for transverse abdominis. Because it's something that you need to learn how to engage all the time, okay? So that's my number one trainer tip. Learn how to engage your TVA, and you'll be so much better off, okay? My next tip, I want to talk about some modifications when we're doing core work, sitting on our butts. If you've ever done a Shaun T workout, he does a lot of things. And one of the most common problems people have, and me too after a while, is it starts to hurt your hip flexors. You're gonna feel it in your hip flexors because, quite frankly, you can't avoid all hip flexor work. But I want to kind of teach you how to move that into your belly, and then also how to not hurt your back. Okay, so what I'm talking about is exercises like a V-sit. All right. That's a really hard thing to do, and a lot of people can't do it, especially if you're starting. So, think physics, all right? The longer a lever, the harder the work is, the more force it takes to move that lever, right? I mean, last time I took physics was in 11th grade or 12th, so it's been a long time, but I do remember that. So, what do you need to do? Shorten your lever. How do we do that? You can bend your knees. I've just shortened my lever. Just shortened my lever. You can keep your hands in instead of extending them up. How can you make your body shorter? How can you make it smaller so that you have to do less work, so your core has to do less work? If that's still hard, and it probably is, put your hands on the ground. Now, think base of support. If your hands are in front of your glutes, you really can't use your arms at all to help you get up, okay? So this, while it's a little bit easier, I'm still using all core, all right? So take your hands back a little bit more. And now I can use my hands a little bit. It takes a lot of work out of my back. Another option is to go all the way down on your elbows. I should say also when I'm doing this, I'm really focusing on pulling in here and engaging that TVA to pull my knees up. Otherwise, my hip flexors are going to do all the work. Okay? So there's that option. What else can you do? There are so many options, you guys. So many different ways to modify. All of those hand positions, including hands up, you can, instead of doing 2 legs, you can do 1. If you want to lengthen that lever, but you can't really do it with both legs yet, keep 1 leg on the ground, one heel. I'm not pressing into the ground a lot, but I am a little bit. My heel's just resting. I have a greater base of support, so it makes it a little bit more doable. Yeah, I think those are the tips that I wanted to share. So learn how to engage your TVA, shorten your lever, increase your base of support. Those are 3 tips for how to be more effective in core work when you're sitting down. All right. Have a great Tuesday, everyone.